Blarla. Hello Pips and welcome back to Project Hospital. Welcome back to Royal Peeping Hospital. There is so much going on. For a start, we have been working on Department of Infectious Diseases series, which is still ongoing. There are some more episodes on it I would like to make. We've also been doing Department Deep Dive episodes, which will continue as well. But Project Hospital, or the guys at Oxymoron, have also released a new DLC. So much to do. And I have got it installed here, the Traumatology department. And I would like to, well, I kind of need to do some stuff on it right away before we do any more on the other areas that we're covering at the moment. But why? Traumatology changes quite a few little bits and bobs around the hospital even before you put the department in, which is kind of nice. And I've got some of them going on. You can see here I have wheelchairs. I have placed wheelchairs in various spots around the hospital, and they are using them, which is really nice. They've got their own sound effect as well. Very much, I really love it when they put lots of sound effects into the game. It really helps that immersion when playing, of course. We are seeing patients limp. We are seeing more detail on bandages and wound. Where the wounds are on their persons, and so I wanted to have a look at those bits today. I'm also very keen to get the emergency helicopter set up here as well. I'd like to do that today. I'd like to see if sorry, I'm just checking here, because another thing is that patients can leave on crutches, and I figured that patients leaving the orthopedic ward might be the most likely patients to leave on crutches, and I am yet to see a patient on crutches, and at 8 a.m. of course patients tend to leave, so my mind's on it. Yes, so what was I saying? I would like to get the helicopter in just to see if it will bring in patients without traumatology. I believe it will do. It said the most critical patients will come in via the helicopter. So I'm keen to see if that will work even without this department in. So that'd be great. You might have also noticed up here, things are looking a bit weird. And that's because as soon as I installed the traumatology... it's 8 o'clock. It is. Anyone on crutches? There are, look! Well done, Jennifer. Look, there we go. An effect of traumatology right there. Jennifer King. She has an open fracture of the femur, or she did. We can see that she's had surgery and stuff. So she is now leaving with a crutch. Look at that. And she's got a bit of a limp as well. I got to be honest, I quite like the limp animation. I think they've done quite a good job with it, particularly when they're coming in with limps as well. That's fantastic. Okay, so there's one right there. We've seen a traumatology thing, and my first time seeing it. So what I was saying is that as soon as I started out with traumatology, an emergency event occurred. It was a stock exchange one, which I don't believe is part of this DLC, because I'm pretty sure I've had it before. Look, they have bandages on their heads. So what patients are these? Look, penetrating head trauma and another penetrating head trauma. And they are patients, I believe, that came up during that emergency. Because I have to say, it's the most difficult an emergency has ever been, and it's caused some changes in the hospital. Plus we got to see quite a lot of the new graphic updates for traumatology. Ultimately, I ended up with 4 patients. I think it was 3 patients with penetrated head trauma all at the same time, and one with a head trauma but didn't have the skull fracture. They just still needed a cranium operation. And I've never had... I consider penetrated head trauma to be one of the most challenging illnesses in the game. And to have 4 arrive in extremely quick succession has never happened before, and it can be challenging to keep 1 alive, let alone 4. And it caused me to make some very quick changes up here. Now, I was already looking at a new department here, but then I quickly needed to throw in more neurology surgical teams, because of course I've got 4 over here, although look, I don't have I keep employing these daytime ones, but then I keep changing the save that I'm working on because of the department deep dives. It's quite messy in the save files doing all of that. And I recently had the hospital close loads of departments, so the number of patients coming in isn't quite back up to spec, and yeah, it's all been a bit crazy. So it came to my attention that I am probably going to need to expand these surgical teams because they can't go over here. And on top of that, if we have a look at our new traumatology department, it has an operating room, which means, again, it's going to need its own surgical teams. And my hospital doesn't have room for a 5th team. And I'm thinking, well, we might even need room for a 6th team over here, and possibly more, in order to get traumatology into this hospital. So I've been racking my brains, because we've got like a burns unit here as well, you know, lots of things to be checking out. So lots to consider. And of course, the Department of Infectious Diseases is a bit cramped here. We do tend to be always working pretty close to the wire here. It's, you know, there's not enough room for it, really. What have we got here? What do we have here? Okay, that's fine. So look, we've got a lady here that's coming in with a complicated fracture on the wrist or arm or something. And look what we can see it right there. Isn't that great? I really like this. I am really liking some of this stuff that's happening. So first thing I'd like to do here is get the helicopter working. Now I believe if we come into here, it's going to be one of these, isn't it? I think it's where you would normally pick up the ambulances. Yes, look, helicopter. So pretty expensive, and from what I understand, you can only have 1 in your hospital. Now, I think what I might do, while it will fit there, I think I'm going to redesign the helipad just a little bit, because we can see, look, that helicopter is just going off into the yellow. I like that we can see the lights there as well. Although what I did notice in the items is that you do get, look, these red and green lights that you can place manually wherever as well. So might look to see what they're like at night. Hopefully they flash in that. So yeah, a bit of a redesign first, I think. I think this is going to be my rough design for now. It's going to change. I'm going to want fencing around it and stuff. But I'm pretty sure, if I recall, that watching 75% Rads videos, that they might actually come out a specific side of the chopper every time. So it might be that I need to rotate the chopper to find something that works for me best before I finalize this. I think that's what we're going to do. So I guess really it's a question of waiting for an emergency and seeing if this does actually come into play. That would be rather interesting. Look at this. Gwyneth has a patient in a wheelchair, and I like that we can hear the sounds of the wheelchair, and there is a sort of a spinning wheel. That it's not an animation as such as an image that looks like a spinning wheel, but still, I thought there was a very real chance that when they push these around, we wouldn't get that. You know, there was a chance. But that's cool. Look, there we go. So I guess this patient is less... Yeah, okay. He's a bit wheezy. So He's being moved around on a wheelchair instead of a stretcher. That's nice. Nice detail. Like it. And yeah, I've got a couple of wheelchairs here on this department. I noticed that they were both actually in use there. One is still missing. Might be worth getting a couple more around here. Look, we've got a lady over here with a wheelchair. Oh, look. Wheelchair with other wheelchairs. One's missing from here. That's fantastic. He looks as peaky as you like. Oh, it was a high fever. And it looks like Dr. Myronman has got it. One of my patrons. Nice. Like it. Good. That's another thing. When we build traumatology is we're going to have to get in all the silly names that we like to add to this game. And you may have noticed while doing the helipad that we do have some new flooring. We've got white road and yellow road. There it is. Sorry, not the sand. But we've also got these warning lines, which I thought might work fairly well here. What if we did them like, yeah, not sure. Maybe something, is that a little bit weird? But you know, it's good, I suppose, for anybody crossing here. I suppose I'd have to put a new bit of water in. Oh God, I hate it when it does that. Glitches like that. And there's no undo button. So we could do like something like that. You know, so it's like a warning crossing because of loading and unloading ambulances. We don't want people messing around in this area. Looks weird though, doesn't it? Maybe so that it's not too overpowering. Maybe we should go, oh, that's so the wrong one. Maybe we should pop these back in. Oh wow. Misclicking all over the place. I don't know, I'm not sure I like this. Let me know what you think. I think for the moment I am going to remove it. Yeah, just not sure. We could just go for the zigzag look, maybe. I'm not sure. Oh no. Why does it do this? It glitches like that. Okay, yeah, let me know what you think. Should we put the new warning things in? I don't know. I have absolutely no idea. So there are a bunch of new items that have come with traumatology. I say a bunch. There's a couple of new items that have come with traumatology. Which we will investigate some. What? Let's see. I'm trying to think. Really, I want to build them into traumatology, and we're not. I can't do that right now. But let's have a look at some of the new items because they are pretty cool. So we've got here. Look, this high tech bed. So we've now got 3 beds. We've got the hospital bed, which is by far the cheapest for 600 doubloons. But the modern hospital bed and the high-tech hospital bed are exactly the same price. The modern hospital bed provides more comfort for patients, and I know that it definitely gives a plus symbol. And then this one, modern bed with glass side rails. We'll have to see when we put these beds in if they have any more perks for patients, making them even happier to stay in them, or if it is just exactly the same as the high-tech, as the modern bed, just with glass, I guess. Yeah, we'll find out. Do you know, I'm not entirely sure, but some of this equipment might be new as well. I guess we'll find out when we build like the burns ward, but like this ENT, I don't remember this ENT workstation. I'm not even sure if we had this either. This is certainly new equipment cabinet. Jesus, what's wrong with me? So we can see got like a glass cabinet, and you can see the equipment in it. This is equipment that exists within the game. You know, like these bits and bobs that we do tend to have out and about. And they use them. Like I've got these in my GP offices. Look, there's one here. See, look at that. So you can, you know, they've just made them smaller and put them in cabinets. The same with all this as well. But they're kind of nice looking. You know, I like the variety that this brings to cabinets, and I'm loving the new bedside table as well. Really like a new bedside table. I'm not sure. Normally when you have the bedside table, it says where to put it, and I'm not seeing it there. Are you? Normally I suppose it is actually saying this side. It's normally a bit clearer than that. But the bedside table is also looking pretty cool. In fact, I like that quite a lot. It's possible I might replace all the bedside tables in my hospital, because I've never been keen on this one, to say the least. So might be swapping those out. So there's a few new items. There's probably more. They're the ones that are really jumping out at me, to be honest. I think there was even some clutter, some like trauma clutter. We have blood donor poster by the looks of it. I don't know, accidents, yeah, that one I'm pretty sure is new as well. Nice. Yeah, I'm sure there was some clutter. Yeah, there they are, trauma tools. Lovely. That's like a drill and a hammer and stuff. My God, are we sure about that? God, that makes me cringe a little bit. It certainly does. It's another lady leaving on a crutch. This one, though, doesn't have the bandage around the ankle. A simple fracture of the tibia, so not quite as bad. She didn't have to have an operation. She's just got a leg cast on. So, yeah, she doesn't have, like, this bandage and stuff. Nice. So as mentioned, one of the big things that needs to change first in Royal Peeping Hospital before we can get traumatology in is dealing with the surgical teams that we have here. And we do have a big, lovely garden here, which we are going to be swallowing some of this in order to extend the nurses teams and these doctor surgical teams. And you can see here that we do have staff facilities, but they are often rammed. They're far too woeful for the amount of staff that are working here and that are going to be working here. It's a lot of work, but it needs to be done. We are nice, huh? I'm quite pleased with it. Yeah, I mean, it's just a battery farm of doctors at this point, and there's still room to employ a lot more doctors and whatnot. I've seen when we do have lunchtime, this can get quite busy, which is nice to see. There is a lot of staff around here, so it feels like a cafeteria here. Just works really nicely, so quite pleased about that. Put a little seating area out here. Kept a couple of toilets. Could probably do with more toilets in this area, to be fair, but there we are. That's all I could fit in, because we had to get in a load more nurses as well. There they are. There they are. And you can see here, I've also put in a couple of the new cabinets around here also. Yeah, really pleased with it. I think it's come out pretty okay, pretty okay. And redecorated the operating rooms, being that they're not department specific. I mean, department specific janitors clean them. What on earth? Heart failure. Okay, well, I'm not really paying attention right now, so sorry about that, James. Yeah, so I've gone for a more clinical and the teal, which is sort of the Royal Peeping Hospital brand colour, if you like. So try to go for more that sort of thing, more standard across across each room, because they all are sharing the rooms. Indeed they are. I've been fiddling around with the chopper as well. You can see here the redesign has changed. This has been while I was doing all this, there were times where this would take off. You can see again I've changed this to the teal like we have on the ambulances. I'm still not sure about the orientation of this. It's weird how they disembark this thing. Okay, here we go. Oh, I like the sound. I like the sound. Oh, would it have killed them to make it fly straight off the edge of the map like the ambulances drive off? Oh, it's coming back. I like the warning sounds. It's coming, you know, it's flying overhead. And here it is, reappearing out of thin air. Right, what side are they coming out of? What side? Okay, all right. So they're coming out that side. So we're going to, I think, make the chopper face us. That's... Okay, you overshot the path there. That was weird. Did you see that? That was pretty weird. Okay, I believe we had a policeman officer here. So this is new, isn't it? That we now get emergency services dudes come in. Look at this. Policeman officer. We know that. We can see his badge. It's not the most serious of conditions. I mean, it is a serious condition, but it's not like the most serious. Maybe it's just the most serious out of this particular emergency. Hard to say. Okay, so we've reorientated the chopper. Let's see what this is like. Oh, the lights look so good at night. I want more of them. More lights, please. Okay, how are they going to come out of here? So they should now come out on the side of the path. They do. Nice. Now, are they going to walk up the path like an Egypt? Yes. Yes. That's... It's so... Why do they walk up the path like that? I actually don't think I can resolve that. That's just weird. So yeah, pretty weird, eh? What I'm doing here is trying 4 wide, I guess. Made the helipad a little bit bigger. Gone for a new design. You know, just trying to figure it out, really. Don't know, though, if with this design I can put the ropes around. Because I used to put the ropes in there, but now I've got the lights. But they will go around that way. So maybe I'll stick the ropes around it like this. Here we go. So I guess we'll see. I mean, now when they take off land, I guess they'll be walking around, zigzagging their way to the door. It's so bizarre. It is so bizarre. Anyway, while doing all this work, I have been doing some thinking about the fact that we've got infectious diseases. Ooh. Oh, excellent. Exciting. Oh, yes. Okay. We'll see what happens when they get back. Perfect timing. So yes, what was I saying before I was really interrupted? Yeah, so we've got infectious diseases sitting down here. Very pokey, always running near capacity, as we all expected with that space. I don't think any of us are surprised. And now we've got traumatology, which I'm going to try and get into there, albeit less rooms, but still I'm concerned about it. And then trying to put infectious diseases into here, again with less rooms so that there's more rooms for beds. This would work out as more beds, but I'm still nervous about it. I don't like it. So what I've done is I've messed with a back-end file of this game called Tweakable. Many people who play Project Hospital know the file well. And one of the things that you can do is increase the amount of floors that you can have on your hospital, which was something I was trying to avoid doing, because I was fairly convinced that if I then uploaded this to the workshop, you would have to then mess with the Tweakable to allow it to occur. But I don't believe that's the case. I think if I mess with the Tweakable and then build the hospital, when you download it, it should work perfectly fine without any problems, without you having to mess with any of the files. So I've decided to take the plunge with it. It's a bit the same with the maxing out the hired employees. I'm hoping that will be okay as well, because I've had to increase this. So I'm hoping that you guys, when you download it, won't need to fiddle with that either, which you shouldn't need to. I don't think you'll need to. But what this means is that we can take these ward designs and actually have a new floor, and on this floor have traumatology and Department of Infectious Diseases in full, just like all the other wards. So it matches all this sort of stuff, and then we can then reinstate these 4 surgeries that I took away. We can reinstate them, because I am concerned about this being enough. So we can reinstate those, and they'll just be up an extra floor, meaning that this space can do something else. Because why I originally took these out before we started getting Department of Infectious Disease, now I actually already removed these, and I've put in my own little dean's office over here, sort of Dean of Medicine office, was as an overflow ward. Well, what I will do is I will end up building that in here. So it's a ward that's not used, but can be used should any of the wards be getting overflowing. That will include the ICU, which is why it's nice that it's right by the ICU. So it means that this will need to be a multi-purpose large ward that we can split it all up, and just so that we can gain extra beds as and when we need them for any particular reason, if an emergency, anything is overflowing. So I thought that would be kind of cool, and it means then that we can just get everything that we need to in this hospital without any major issues. Because look, immediately, infectious diseases, there's no available hospitalisation, and this does happen a lot. Usually what I do, how I resolve this, of course, is I'll just come here. There's always beds available in isolation wards, so I'll just upgrade a couple of these patients into the, because you can't do anything with David Moore here. You can't say, look, don't go to isolation, don't go to regular, go to isolation instead. It won't work. He'll have to come. They've activated this, so he has to come to regular. So you have to go to the regular ward and kick some people off. And the only way really to kick them off is to upgrade them. So we'll upgrade those 2 patients to isolation. Yes, they don't need all those tests. Fantastic. I like to prescribe rest. It's one of my favourites. It's just a contusion. Get over it, innit? Numbing ointment from that huge numbing ointment closet that we have somewhere in the hospital. I so need to build that. I so need to build that. And it means now that he can get on to here and get his treatment, which could cause him to crash if we don't deal with it pronto. So there we go. But he will now be able to come on here. Oh, something else as well is that you can now have staff wear masks in this area. Remember, it broke before when you tried to make this what is it? A biohazard area. Yeah. Anyway, we're not supposed to be talking about Department of Infectious Diseases. This is the Traumatology series. So, well, next time we come back, let's wait for this chopper, but next time we come back, we're going to build Traumatology, the department in full. But it's been really nice seeing just how much of a difference it can make to your game, even without the department. We are using the chopper. We are seeing the graphics of injuries and bandages and crutches and the wheelchairs being used. So that's kind of nice, you know, that it has an impact on your game without actually having to build Traumatology. That is kind of cool. But yeah, I think in the next episode of the Traumatology series, we shall build the Traumatology department. Come on, Chopper. We want to see this. Here it comes. Oh, go away. It threatened to arrive. Yay. Okay. How are we? Are we going to zigzag our way to the door? Most likely. Okay, here we go. That went perfectly smoothly. Blood going everywhere. Right, okay, interesting. Right, okay, well, there we are. They have arrived. Oh, look, that's somebody with, yeah, some sort of head injury. Look, we can see it. Look at that. Yeah, see, look, she put on a mask. That's great. Where are you? There you are. Oh. Hey, this is a bad one. This is a bad one. Guys, I like his little ponytail. We have a bad one, everybody. She'll be fine. Karen Clark. We'll fix her up. Thanks, mate. We can't find out your name, but thanks for bringing her. If you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe. Thank you to all my Patreons for their continued support.